guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Janvi and in this video I'm going to show you my room. I'm going to give you a room tour, and today is a perfect day for this since I just finished cleaning up my room. So let's get started. As we enter, the first thing is this shelf on the left side, which I use for keeping my basic supplies like the detergent, the soap, the shampoo and stuff, toothbrush. And there's also this tiny hook here which I use for keeping the lock because I keep misplacing it. And there's also a dream catcher on the wall which I really like just for aesthetic purposes. And yeah, behind the door is quite messy. I have my pajamas here, a random bag, a bag for sports to carry my shoes, and a racket. Yeah, there's just some random stuff here and it does not look very pleasing to eyes, but yeah, it's just there because I don't have any other place to keep these items. And on the right side is my shoe rack and the dustbin, and also a basketball there. So it has some of my shoes, however the rest of the shoes are in their boxes under the bed over there. Yeah. And as we move forward from the shoe rack, there is this clothes stand where I hang some of my clothes. I bought it for drying my clothes during the rainy season when we cannot keep them outside, so I used to dry them in my room on this stand. I would leave the fan on during the day, and that was quite helpful. But yeah, usually it just lies there, and it also gives me a place for keeping my keychains and my rubber bands. And as we move forward, this is the most occupied space of my room, which is this study table, which has basically I think 50% of the stuff I have in my room. So let's get into it. At the top I have a wall clock which I need, and it is at the perfect spot because I can always look at it from anywhere. And then I have some frames of the photos of my family. And then at the top shelf I have also painted some bottles because I wanted to do some artwork. And then there's a watering kettle, and this is a diffuser lamp that I bought and I really like it because I use it sometimes. And then some empty pots because I don't know what to do with them right now. And then the next shelf contains books, a lot of books, and a mirror and some pictures of my family and a small place for doing puja. And this was given to me by a friend. I'm not obsessed enough to stick my own CV on my wall. This was given to me by someone. And then in the lowermost shelf I have a lot of stuff. So on the rightmost side I have my not makeup but basic supplies like my sunscreen, some aloe vera gel, perfume, I don't know, face mask that I never use, and also a clutcher. And then I have my pens that again I never use because now we only use laptops and iPads, but yeah, they're just there. And there are these cute ones given to me by my friends. Anyway, and then here I have a lot of nail paints because I have recently developed a new hobby of painting my nails. Here you can see. Yeah. And then just some random stuff in this box, and of course my to-do lists of the stuff I have to do, and a mouse, and some water bottles, tissue paper stand, this is important, and a stand for spoons, a lot of tea and coffee bags, and just some random stuff here, and this really beautiful pot where I have kept a pothos, and also some biofilm inside of it. And I also have this rock here which might look odd, but I got this from my home and I call this my gratitude rock. So whenever I look at it I have to tell myself one thing that I'm thankful for. So yeah, that is what the desk looks like. And then there is this corner which I call my mini kitchen, where I have an induction kettle and some basic supplies, usually the fruits. And yeah, I use this very rarely, but it's there. And then here's the window where I've kept some more plants because I like having plants in my room. And this is another pretty spot in my room. And yeah, these are the shells that I've collected from the beaches that I went to, and also some rocks. There's a chair and my bag and some slippers for my room on the days when I get cold. And then there's a door to my balcony. On the other side, I have my bean bag, which is the most important spot of my room. This is where I relax. And then I have a bed table and this bedside table, which is another very useful space. At the top, I just have my journal and a book that I usually read at night because I personally found it really boring, so it helps me fall asleep. And there is this shell that was given to me by a friend, so I kept it here. And then here I have some eating supplies and some turtles. This was again given to me by a friend, and this is something that I bought for myself. And some candles. And this is another very important thing that I own, which is a massager, and it helps me a lot on the days when my muscles are sore after a workout or after playing. And then a random stack of books. And this is another favorite part of my room, where this wall, which I always wanted to have in my room, where I could just have some lights and pictures of the people that matter. And also there are some postcards given to me by my friends, and mainly just photos. And I really like this wall. It just adds so much value to this room. And then here is my bed with the blanket and some cushions and a lot of soft toys. This was given to me by a friend, and this I bought for myself. I love it. This is my panda. So yeah, this is my bed, and there's a carpet next to it. That is where I sit in the morning for meditation. And there are some soil packets and my shoes boxes under the bed. My cupboard, which I'm not gonna show you, but yeah, it's pretty clean. It's not very messy. I usually keep my clothes organized. And I have this hat and cap and a bag outside hanging because I didn't know where to keep it, and I think it just looks pretty here, so it's here. This is another messed up part of my room where I've just kept some boxes and suitcases. So yeah, that's the storage area. And yeah, well, I guess that's pretty much it. That's my room. And of course, the most important part, the balcony. This is the most beautiful part of my room. Yeah, the view is amazing. And I also have a lot of plants here that I have acquired over the year. And yeah, so yeah, that's it. That's my room, and I think I've showed you most of the stuff, and I hope you guys like it.